What's going on, you guys? Hiram here. There have been a lot more people interested now in investing into the stock market due to the crisis that's been happening around us. And with those new people coming in and being interested in investing into the stock market, you get a lot of people that either don't know what they're doing or they're too scared to really act and start investing. And to be quite honest with you, I am one of those new people as well. So I just want to share with you what I've learned these past 3 months and how you guys can actually get started in investing into the stock market. Because really and truly, it's not as hard or scary as everybody thinks, but there are things that you need to know to get ready. So let's dive in. Well, to start off, what you're going to want to do is create an investing account or a brokerage account. Basically what that is creating another bank account, but now you get the opportunity to invest your money and not just have it sit there. You can find and create these accounts through many of the companies that offer this, such as TD Ameritrade, Merrill Edge, Fidelity Investments, Ally Bank, Robinhood, Webull, M1 Finance, and many others. But the ones I want to focus on and sharing with you guys today are M1 Finance, Robinhood, and Webull. And that's because they offer zero commission trading, which basically means that you're not going to have to pay any fees or pay anybody else to handle the investments for you. You're going to be doing everything yourself. There are other companies that do this as well though, so you might want to consider checking those out, but those are the ones I'm going to be talking about today. Alright, so for those of you who are scared to begin investing through these apps, let me just reassure you that these apps are actually companies where you can make official brokerage accounts that are SIPC insured, which is the equivalent of FDIC insurance for brick and mortar banks. So your money's going to be safe and protected while you invest. So when you create one of these accounts, you're basically creating another bank account, but now you're going to be able to invest that money into the New York Stock Exchange, which is a stock market. So as you begin to download the app and go through the process, you're going to see that they're going to ask you personal questions like your social security number, your address, your telephone number, your email address, and so on. All of these things are to make sure that you're legit and to protect you while you invest. And they might also ask you what line of work you're in and also your investing experience. So if you're a beginner, don't be saying that you somewhat know what's going on or that you know what you're doing. Just put that you have no experience, you'll be just fine. Now, for the purpose of this video, I created an M1 Finance account and a Robinhood account. I already had my Webull account, but I wanted to get the experience of what it was like going through the application process for all three of them so I can share that with you guys. Let me just say that the application process is very simple. You are going to come across questions that are very personal, but again, that's because they want to protect you and themselves from any fraud. They'll ask for what line of work you're in, they'll ask for your social security number, they'll ask for your phone number, they'll ask for your email address, for your address, and the list goes on. Now with Webull, actually, I noticed that they asked me if I wanted to create a cash account or a margin account. And let me just tell you right now, create a cash account. You don't want to create a margin account. That's for something more advanced than for you beginners out there. A margin account is basically using borrowed money to buy stocks, and you don't want to do that. Robinhood was just very simple, by far the most easiest and fastest application process. Took me about 3 minutes. With Webull, it took me about 5 minutes. M1 Finance took me about 6 or 7 minutes, because with M1 Finance, they also give you a little bit of a questionnaire on what companies attract you. And I guess they want to get to know you from that perspective as well. The next step after you've created an account is to deposit money into that account. They're going to ask for at least about $100. And I recommend that you do that as well. Now, as many of you guys know, Webull is still having that promotion where if you deposit $100 into the account, you're going to get 2 free stocks. Okay, one of them is going to be valued around $12, and the second free stock is going to be valued up to $1,400. That's not necessarily guaranteed, but it could be valued up to that. You also don't have the choice in what stock it's going to be invested in. But it's free money, guys. And even if you don't want the stock, you can sell it and then buy something else with that money later. Robinhood is also having a little promotion of their own where you will get 1 free stock for just signing up and creating an account with them. I created an account and I didn't even deposit money and I got my free stock. So check that out if you guys just want a free stock and want to start learning with that. Go down in the description below, click the link, create an account, and there you go. Unfortunately, M1 Finance isn't offering any of the same promotions like that. Not any that I came across when I made the account. But if you guys have any information on anything that they are offering, just comment in the link down below. Alright, so you put money into the account. What's next? Well, you go into the watch list tab, you click on the search bar, and you start looking for companies that you're interested in buying into. The way you do that is by searching the actual company. Okay, and there's a little trick to searching the actual company, because companies in the stock market go by a ticker symbol. So for example, the ticker symbol for AT&T is just a capital T. The ticker symbol for Disney is capital DIS. The ticker symbol for Nike is Nike. But you got to be careful in what companies you're actually looking into and adding to your watch list. Because for example, the ticker symbol for Ford is not FORD. Instead, it's a capital F. If you were to type in Ford into the search bar, another company would come out. And then you would be mistakenly looking at that one and possibly looking into investing with that company. So again, not all ticker symbols represent the actual name of the company. Also, for example, Harley Davidson, the ticker symbol for that is capital HOG, HOG. The ticker symbol for Southwest Airlines is LUV, love. All right, so just be mindful of that. If you guys ever get confused or want to know the actual ticker symbol for the company that you want to get into, just Google ticker symbol for Ford Motor Company, ticker symbol for McDonald's, or whatever it is, and you'll find it. All right, so now you've created a watch list. And just because you created a watch list does not mean that you're invested in any of these companies. A watch list is just that. It's a list for you to keep an eye on those companies that you're interested in buying into. So now that you've got your watch list created and you've looked into a couple of companies that you're interested in buying, you click on one and there should be an option for you to click buy or trade. And you click on that, and then that's where you make the decision to buy a share or not. And that's basically how you're going to buy shares in the stock market through these apps. It's not difficult. It's very simple, easy to use. I believe Robinhood is to be the easiest out of all of these. M1 Finance is one that is pretty attractive to me at this moment. But right now I've got all of my money in my Webull account. And that's where I do all of my trading. It's not that hard to do. And if I've been able to learn how to do it, I'm sure you guys can learn how to do it as well, especially with the help of this video. Now, you might ask yourself, is it even a good time to buy in right now? Well, I'll tell you when it's not a good time to buy. And the only time when it's not good to buy into the stock market is when you don't have your finances in order. It's never a good time to buy when you're struggling to pay the bills every month and you don't have your emergency fund prepared and in order. That's when it's not a good time to buy. Any other time other than that, it's good to buy. So guys, if you are paying your bills on time and you're not struggling to do that and you got your emergency fund ready to go, then any other money that's sitting in the bank account should be invested. That's all in my opinion, of course. But what good is money doing sitting in a bank account if it's not making you more money? So in my opinion, that extra money sitting in the bank account could just be sitting in your brokerage account. And then when you're ready to buy stock in a company, you can use that money that's in the brokerage account and use that to start investing into the stock market so it can begin making you a little bit more money. Also, because of this crisis, the stocks have been valued way low, which allows you to buy at a perfect opportunity. Now, you got to use your own discretion. You got to do your own research on the companies that you're thinking about buying, because not all of the companies that are devalued right now are going to make this out alive. So you might invest in a company that's not going to make it and it'll lose you money. But if you're going to invest in a company that you believe is going to be here for at least the next 10 years, then you should be investing right now, because it'll only grow from here till those 10 years. Now, one last thing that I want to touch on before I wrap this up is, how do you actually make money in the stock market? Like, how do those gains and how do those increases become reality? Well, if you bought shares of a company at a very low price, now have you seen that those same shares are now at a higher price? You can go ahead and sell them just the same way that you bought them. You don't need to look for a buyer. You don't need to look for anybody that'd be interested in buying your shares. All you need to do is click sell, and those are automatically sold, and your money should be hitting that brokerage account within 3 to 5 business days. So in the financial world, whenever you sell an asset for more than what you bought it, that is called capital gains. And there are different ways that your capital gains can be taxed depending on how and when you sold it. So for example, if you buy an asset, or in this case, shares is your asset, and you sell it before a year, you're going to be taxed in a short-term capital gains bracket. And the way that works is basically those gains that you made are going to be added to your regular income, and it's going to be taxed with the rest of your income. Now, if you hold on to an asset longer than a year, in this case your shares, then it's going to be subject to a long-term tax bracket, which sometimes is more advantageous just because they don't tax that as much as a short-term gains tax. With all this being said, I hope that this was really valuable to you and that you've been able to gain at least some more knowledge into investing into the stock market, especially if you were scared before. I hope this motivates you to get started. And just a quick disclaimer, I am not a certified public accountant or a financial advisor. If you are looking for investing advice on YouTube, it is so that you can watch and learn from various different channels and videos, so that way you can formulate your own opinion and be able to go out and do this on your own confidently. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.